What's good YouTube, we are back with another Panilla Saga video, and today I'll be showing you some tips and tricks for the Spire of Time and how I completed stage 6 of the Spire of Time with this lineup. The first thing I would suggest you do is reset your heroes. Let me explain. For the stage 6 of the Spire of Time, the average level is 140. If you have a full party at level 140, you may struggle in enemy encounters. Here's what I've done. I reset my weakest damage dealer, which was my supporter Moliere, and used the resources to boost one of my carries, Roland, to level 160. This helped me progress other aspects of the game, which ultimately gave me more resources to boost my team's stats. This will cost you only 20 diamonds at the outpost, but it's definitely worth if you're making progression in the game. Now that I have my level 160 carry for the stage, the encounters became much more easier to handle. Next, check the hero tavern. When you start the stage, there's usually a hero tavern available which will randomly cycle around heroes to pick from. You should always bring them to your team as they will have better stats than your current team members, especially if you're attempting these stages as you unlock them. Now, what you want to do is click into the tavern to check which heroes are available. If the heroes you're looking for isn't on the list, end the stage and reactivate the level. I won't be telling you exactly who you need to pick, as it depends on the current heroes you have available and their stats. But what I would suggest you do is experiment with the different heroes for your party. You can use tier lists available out there to give you an idea on which heroes may be worth picking from. The hero I went for which helped me through the stage was Giranul. Her utility to interrupt casting whilst dishing out massive amounts of damage with survivability really helped me clear out the encounters. Also, I run a mono team, so having a temple hero still allowed me to gain the Faith of Blessing bonuses. Next, before you attempt to fully clear the stage, I would suggest you play through it once or a few times to learn the map. This is essential as it will give you a feel on which encounters to battle first and which ones to avoid. This leads to my next tip, which is plan your route carefully. Playing through this map multiple times and testing out different team comps, I knew which encounters to battle first and which order to go through them by. What I would suggest you do is tap over each enemy to check their team's average level. The general rule is to battle the lowest level first, as each enemy defeated will grant you an emblem or a buff to pick from. Before we go over which emblems you should look out for, during the battle you always want your main 5 heroes to survive the battle. If any one of them falls, you can pause the battle and restart. This is a good way to test out which formation ensures full survivability. You can also exit the fight if you feel you'll not win the battle. Sometimes however, if the battle's really close and you lose one party member, you can always make use of the Divine Monument to resurrect them. Make sure you plan these accordingly as these are limited per map. Now back to the emblems. Based on my experience, these are the emblems I usually prioritize. Any emblems that allowed my allies to be healed during or after battle are always my best picks. As mentioned, we always want our allies to survive. These include Bloodthirst, which will give you a percentage leech to all heroes, Fighting Will, which will heal all allies with a percentage of their max HP when they defeat an enemy, Vanguard, which will provide percentage increase for defense and leech when you're on the opponent's side of the field, Garden, which will give all surviving heroes percentage of their missing HP after the battle, and Him, which will heal the weakest ally 40% of their missing HP every 10 seconds. We then want to go for any defensive or utility emblems. These include Protection, which will give a damage reduction percentage to all heroes, Chaos, which charms the enemies from rows, and Inspiration, which will give all allies energy at the start of battle. If the priority emblems are not on the list, I would usually go for any emblems that increase my damage or faction specific buffs. As I run a full alliance team comp, I'm usually able to pick from the defensive percentage increase emblems for the alliance heroes. Next, use the save and load feature. This is a super handy feature that allows you to save your progress and resume back to the state at any time. I would recommend you save frequently, especially after beating any tough encounters. This is also useful, especially when you start to build momentum with the emblem choices and have a good chance to successfully clear the stage. You can also use the save and load feature to reset the emblem choices dropped from the enemy. Each time you reload the stage and defeat an enemy, you'll have a different selection of emblems in the rotation. This is useful to cherry pick your emblem builds. If you want more guides and tip videos for Panilla Saga, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Since you made it to the end of the video, you want to check out my last video on how to get your first legendary hero. Click it now and I'll see you over there.